everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how I created the accessories to make a turkey hat. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also visit my video number 1 to create the hat if you don't already have a favorite hat pattern. To create the eyes of the turkey, I'm going to be using the same drops design pattern. I'm also going to be using a light blue and an off-white for video purposes so you can see what I'm doing. First, I'm going to create a magic ring. And you can chain if you like the pattern suggests. I really like how the magic ring closes down much more tightly than a chain does. So first we're going to place 8 single crochet into the ring. So I've chained up 2 and I'm placing 7 more single crochet into the ring. So I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm going to remove my hook and close the magic ring. I just take the tail, pass it to the back, pull it up through the center, and then this front yarn right here, I just pull on, and this closes the ring. I then pull on the tail, and it knots down the center. I'm going to single crochet or slip stitch to this first stitch. I'm going to grab my scissors, snip my yarn, and then we're going to move on to white. Now the pattern says to use a single crochet into the back loop of each of your previous stitches. Now I found that the eyes were a little bit too small for the hat that I was making, so I decided to go ahead and place a half double crochet into the stitches. Now you can do a single crochet, a half double crochet, or even a double crochet to make the white of the eye larger or smaller. Now I'm going to go ahead and join my white yarn here, and as you see here I'm just grabbing the back loop even as I join. So the V, of course, is your stitch, this is your front loop, and this is your back loop. So I'm going to join into my back loop. I'm then going to chain 2, and that's going to become my first half double crochet. I'm going to yarn over and insert my hook, grab my yarn and pull up a loop, pull through all 3 loops for half double crochet. And we're going to place 2 half double crochet into each back loop of each stitch all the way around. So at the end of this round, we should have 16 half double crochet. At the end, slip stitch to your chain 2 at the beginning and snip your yarn so that you have a long enough tail so you can sew it onto your hat. Crochet 2 eyes for your hat. Next, we're going to create a beak for our turkey hat. I'm going to use the same drops pattern designs for this beak, and of course the pattern is for a chicken, but it's going to work beautifully for a turkey. First thing we're going to do is we're going to chain 6. So making a slip knot, I'm going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're then going to double crochet into the 4th chain from hook. So we're going to count the V's, not the loop on the hook. We're going to go 2, 4. So into this 4th chain, we're going to double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook into that 4th chain, grab your yarn and pull up a loop. We have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the second 2 loops. Place a double crochet into the last 2 chain. 1, 2. Chain 3 and turn. Place a double crochet into this very first stitch. Double crochet into the next stitch, and 2 double crochet into this last stitch. We should now have 5 double crochet. So if I'm counting this chain at the beginning, I have 2, 4, 5. The next row is chain 3, turn, and now this row we need 7 double crochet. So we're going to count that chain as our first double crochet into the same stitch, double crochet into the next 3 stitches, and 2 double crochet into the top of that beginning chain. Two, 4, 6, 7. Now in this round we need 9 double crochet, and this is going to be our last row. So we're going to chain 3 and turn, double crochet into that very first stitch, double crochet into the next 5 stitches, there's 3 for me, 4 and 5, and 2 double crochet into the top of that chain 3. Now snip your yarn with a long enough tail so you can sew your beak onto your turkey hat. To create the pom-pom for one of my turkey hats, I've decided to use all of the colors here. I've got red, brown, yellow, green, and orange. You're also going to need a pair of scissors to make the pom-pom, a yarn needle with the color that you want to attach your pom-pom with, and I've also got a piece of cardboard. And this cardboard is about 2.5 inches wide, and I'm going to wrap my yarn around the cardboard to create the pom-pom. Next, take all of the strands of yarn and wrap them around your cardboard, just like this. After wrapping your yarn around the cardboard as many times as you like, here I went 26 times, you're then going to take your yarn needle and your yarn, and you're going to pass the yarn needle underneath your yarn. And then at the opposite side of where your tails are, see my ends are right here, which I'm going to snip. You're going to tie this as tight as you can without breaking your yarn. Next, you're going to trim these ends over here. You're going to go ahead and leave this string so you can tie it onto your hat. So here's what my pom-pom looks like after I've cut it off the cardboard. And of course it doesn't even look like a pom-pom. But I'm just going to grab it like this, and I'm just going to keep trimming it. Give my pom-pom a little haircut. And as I trim, I will show you what it looks like. So here's what it looks like. I've trimmed a little bit more, and I'm kind of liking it a little bit messy for the top of my hat, but if you want it to be a little bit cleaner, just keep trimming it. You can also purchase a pom-pom maker, and I think they work pretty well. I don't have one myself, but then you can make different size pom-poms and everything. Next, I'm going to create a little waddle for my hat. Begin by making a slip knot and chaining 15. Next, single crochet into the second chain from hook. We're going to place 2 single crochet into the second chain. 1, 2, and we're going to do that all the way up the chain, placing 2 single crochet into each stitch. You can do 2 or 3 single crochet into each stitch, depending on how full you want the curl to be. At the end, trim your tail long enough so you can sew it onto your hat. Now for the last part of my hat, I decided to do curlicues instead of feathers. These are created in the same way as the waddle, and you just chain 25 instead of 15, and 2 single crochet into each chain all the way up. Then we're going to sew all of the accessories onto our hat. Here is what my hat looks like before I sew on all the parts. To hold all the pieces in place, I like to use pins. I usually just do a very simple stitch. I just grab a little bit of the yarn in the front here, And then I get as close to the part as possible, and I just go like this all the way around. I'm just grabbing, like I said, just a little bit of that surface yarn, because if you grab the whole thing, it's going to end up getting caught on the back. So I'm going to just do this all the way around each one of these appliques. Alright everyone, this is how my hats look all finished. I just sewed the curlicues on by the top right here, as you see. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed both my tutorials, the ones with the drop design hat and the accessory video, which is this one. Thank you again, have a lovely crochet day, and I will see you all again in my next video. Bye!